Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today on Cosmere Controversies, we're going to talk about Jasnah Kholin. So, Jasnah Kholin is the daughter of Gavilar Kholin, one of the highest monarchs in all of Roshar in the Stormlight Archive. So, we're going to talk about basically how I feel about her, some of what I see as her, better attributes and stuff like that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some of her attributes that could be considered a negative. And I ask you all in the comments, of course, let me know what are your negative thoughts or positive thoughts about Jasnah Kholin. So, as always, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let's begin. So Jasnah Kholin is a very well-bred young woman. She is the daughter of the king of Alethkar. She is a Veristatalian, which is a scholar who looks to the past in order to try to understand the future and the present better. She is a very well spoken kind of utilitarian. She is a well-known atheist. She is considered to be a heretic, and she is basically a no-nonsense kind of person. She's a very interesting character. I like her a lot, but there are some interesting areas that I think I may have had or have blind spots about her, which I think is fascinating. So I'm very curious to know if you all have these same blind spots, or if you think these things that I'm going to bring up are not actually negatives. But first, let's talk about some of her positives. So, despite being very upper crust, noble and stuff like that, Jasnah is actually very progressive. She's very much in the vein of the people, do things for the people. Let's get rid of all these old kind of traditions that don't benefit anyone, and these old barbaric traditions. Like, let's do like kind of stuff like that. So she's very much about progress, and like she's very secular. She doesn't care too much about religion or religious doctrine or religious traditions and things like that. Obviously, being an atheist, she doesn't. So there's just a lot of that kind of wraps into the way she thinks in that way. And she's of course very scholarly. She's a versatilian. She's a historian. She loves knowledge and stuff, which kind of also kind of ties into the nature of her being an atheist, because a lot of that comes from a very pragmatic place, which I think is very interesting because I relate to that a lot. She is fiercely loyal to her family. She is very close with her cousin Renarin. She's not as close to Adolin, at least it's not shown on screen, but she is very close to Renarin. She loves them very much and stuff. She's very close to her family in general. She values them very much. She has a mysterious past. There is talk of her basically having been in a sanitarium when she was younger, and there's allusions to a time when she couldn't trust her own mind. So there's like a lot of mystery and stuff swaddled in that whole thing in her past. So I think that's very interesting. That's one of the more intriguing things about her. I think she has one of the most interesting power sets of all the Night Radiants because she is an Elf Caller, so that gives her the powers of transformation and transportation. I assume an Elf Caller of a sufficient level can just outright teleport, which I hope we will eventually see. And transformation, she is basically a human soul caster, so she can turn one thing, anything, into pretty much anything else. And we've seen in the books that she's incredibly adept at that, and it's really, really cool. And she's just a lot of fun and mysterious, but she's also very much a hard ass. She's very much, no nonsense and stuff. She can be mean and very terse and kind of glib and just like very just like so no nonsense that she can just bulldoze over other people's feelings and stuff. So those are like positive yet negative parts of her and stuff. She has a very strong personality and stuff. So she's just a very interesting, well-rounded kind of character, and I really enjoy her a lot. But there are some negative points on her that some people have brought up that hadn't really occurred to me at all. Because I don't know, I guess it's a blind spot. So there are some attributes about her that if they were applied to anyone else, we'd call that character Mary Sue. So it's basically Jasnah kind of just can do anything. Like her biggest like she doesn't like art, I guess is like a negative too, but like she can kind of just do pretty much anything. Granted, she's had her sprint longer than we've seen anyone else have them, so it makes sense that she's at a higher level. But she just, immediately takes to being the queen and stuff of Alethkar, no problem. She immediately sees everything and just kind of fixes it, buttons it up. She seems to kind of know everything. She goes into military strategies and stuff, and she just kind of you know, she more or less puts forth that she has like the best idea, and because she's such a brute force, powerful person in terms of knowledge and scholarships and stuff, and scholarship, a lot of people will kind of just get out the way, get out of her way and stuff like that. So it's interesting. And there's also like the argument to be had that does it make sense that she's as progressive as she is, even though she grew up as one of the 1% of the 1%? Like she grew up benefiting from all these things in society. So would it make sense that she then would want to roll back some of those like benefits and privileges that she has? Like, is that too progressive of her? Is that too like altruistic of a personality trait? It does it not really gel? I mean, granted, yes, there are millionaires and billionaires around the world that probably do want to work to the greater good, but evidently not enough because a couple billionaires could probably fix a lot of problems, but we're not going to talk about that. But one of the things that I could see being probably Jasnah's greatest negative trait is that she is so calculating and so emotionless when she comes to like things that she perceives as just purely logical, that she can kind of she bulldozes over morality, and she kind of like I don't know what's the best way to say it, but she I mean she has no regard for anyone's emotions or morality, more or less. So if it makes sense to her, if it's logical to her, she will push for that end regardless of what it would do to anyone else, essentially. So I'm speaking more or less about her philosophy lesson with Shallan. The way she went about that has a lot of just straightforward logic to it, very utilitarian the way she handled it, but it was very inconsiderate in a lot of ways. And it's just kind of, that's definitely a character flaw in the way she handled it, not giving Shallan any kind of warning or anything like that. So that's very interesting. And I do kind of want to talk about that one in more depth in a later video. But yes, I guess I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and leave it open for you all. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think is absolutely awesome about Jasnah? But what are some stuff you think is just terrible about her? Some stuff that me and other people who think she's probably one of the best characters Brandon has written in the Stormlight Archive, at least. Like what stuff do you have to contradict it? I guess let me know some stuff I'm wrong about. What am I not seeing? Let me know about that in the comments down below. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to y'all next time. Peace.